Next up, state your case. Number 2, Fanta. We are going to you first on this one. Who is the national coach of the year right now?
Today it's Ed Cooley. I mean, his team is 22-3, and they are 12-2 in their league, a league that could send 7 teams to the NCAA tournament. I do not care what you think, how you think, why you think about all this stuff. All they do is win. All they've done is win. And to have the season that this program's put up, their best season since the 1970s, you have to put respect on what he's done at Providence College, a team that was a total afterthought in the Big East Conference heading into this season, and they are not an afterthought. Now, we saw Providence in the top 16 reveal on Saturday. I mean, are you kidding me? I didn't know if Providence would be in the top 68 come Selection Sunday, and they're in the top 16. That is an exceptional coaching job done by a man who benefited in a great way, and he benefits in a great deal. And he'll tell you this. Ed Cooley benefits from the transfer portal, unlike many others, in this way. He is as nurturing of a figure in the sport as you will come across. You could have not met him many times in your life, and he will literally speak with you in such a way that I think resonates with the players. Terrence, you covered the game last week. He comes out of the press conference room after a loss and really has a heart-to-heart with you, Jeff, and myself about what went wrong in the game. How many coaches are doing that? Not many.
And then accepted a wedding invitation on his way out. I don't know if you saw that or not.
Who does that after a loss? And I'll let you guys jump in here on who you think. I will tell you the last thing that really stood out to me. Al Durham says to me in October, and it just spoke to me differently. He goes, everything you hear and you read and you see about these coaches, then you actually start talking with them or you start to interact with them and you're like, everything you hear and read and see, I don't know if it's all true. He goes, it's never been truer with that. Like everything you read, hear, and see, that is who he is as a human being. He goes, and that's what led me to him. And that's why I do think if you're Ed Cooley, you could say to someone, because you're not going to get the 5-star. You could say to somebody who wants that new step, who wants to feel nurtured, who could be that star at Providence versus somewhere else. Come here. Come play for me. And that's what's happening here. If you look at this Providence team, impact transfers have played a major role in their success. I'm going to go with Ed Cooley for the turnaround that he has done there after having a couple of years where they were not a tournament team.
I would go Ed Cooley too, and it's just because of how many pieces he's been able to fit, just mold them perfectly together. And you said, come and be a star at Providence, be a star in your role at Providence, because he's got those guys buying in completely. But for the sake of argument, I'm obviously going Ed Cooley, but another guy that I think deserves consideration, Brad Underwood at Illinois, the job that he has done there, because you guys think about it, they structured their offense a lot about on Curbelo. He ends up getting hurt. They're having to fix some things. Kofi Coburn gets suspended for a little while. They have to fix some things. And yet here they are, 19-7 and number 12 in the top 16 release. So like him to continuously be able to adjust what they're doing, how he's been able to incorporate different bodies, he deserves consideration. But that's just to kind of throw a wrench in there. I know Tommy Lloyd, Shaka, but Ed Cooley wins for me, especially right now. But Illinois has done some things despite some difficulties. So kudos to them too.
Yeah, I think there's a lot of terrific candidates this year. Cooley's definitely one of them. Brad Underwood is definitely one of them. Like I mentioned, John Calipari, the job that he's been able to do to get Kentucky to where they are with the injuries that they've dealt with is definitely one of them. I think that Bruce Pearl belongs in that conversation. I think Tommy Lloyd absolutely belongs in that conversation. But I'm going to go down to Lubbock, and I'm going to give it to the guy down there running that program, Mark Adams. I don't think anybody expected – there weren't a lot of people that expected Texas Tech to be a tournament team this year, right? And now we're sitting here in a situation where they've swept Baylor, they swept Texas, they played a road game in Austin that had more Texas Tech fans in seats than Texas fans. There were, I don't know if I've ever seen this before, in Texas Arena. Texas had the ball on a final possession, and there were defense chants going on in that arena. Andrew Jones in his own building, airball to 3, and you could hear airball chants in the arena. Where else does that happen other than with those maniacs that are Texas Tech fans? They're out of their minds. But Mark Adams, to me, the ability that he's been able to do to kind of keep that program rolling, despite losing Terrence Shannon for as much as they've lost him, despite losing Kevin McCullough for as long as they lost him. It's just, there very much is a next man up mentality within that group. And the fact that he's been able to keep it rolling the way that Beard had it rolling. And honestly, like, they might be better than some of those teams that Chris Beard had. Remember, the team that made it to the national title game, they were a 3 seed, right? So yeah.
Did you hear what happened with the seating?
No.
Okay, so Texas tried to curb who was going to pay for the tickets by putting this code into an email. And then the email got out, and then all the Texas Tech fans, it went on all their message boards, and they bought all the tickets. And then even Texas students were being displaced. So like if they were there, they had to kick out Texas students for the Texas Tech fans who bought tickets. What a sabotage. Well done, Red Raiders.
Amazing job. We'll clap that up for them. Great work.